Hi everyone, my name is Pam Padley here at Focus IT, and the application today we're looking at is Pulse. I'd like to show you how to create email templates within the Pulse application. When you first open Pulse, you come to the pipeline view. From the pipeline view, you must be an executive, meaning you must have admin rights, to be able to come over to the top right hand corner and click the down arrow next to your initials and choose the options for settings. Once you're in the settings page, you'll notice a menu bar on the left hand side. On the menu bar on the left hand side, we're going to scroll down to email templates. Under email templates, you'll see the ones that we deliver with the application, or maybe ones that we created for you upon your request. You can either copy an existing email template and make it your own, or you can create your own. Like for instance, if you were to come up and choose application completed, you have an option here for clone. Clone is simply copying it. You can clone it. It will add a copy of it for you. You can open up that copy and you can come in and you can give it a new name. You can come down and you can choose a different email skin, which we'll talk about in a moment. You can come down to the General tab and you can enter your subject line. Subject lines, when we create them for you, talk about what the email is involving. So when it's looked at in their inbox, they can see what it's regarding. So in this case, I'll put demo. And we like to include things like the borrower's first name and last name and subject property. But you can actually insert any merge tag here that you'd like to. You want to choose who the email is coming from. And of course, it needs to come from a paid Pulse account. And then you want to choose who it's going to. When you choose who the email is going to, you want to stop and think about your point system. Inside point, we pull contacts from your borrower information page. From your borrower information page, we pull the borrower and the co-borrower. Under track branch team, we pull the additional internal contacts like an underwriter, doc prep closer, or shipper. And remember, a lot of our clients use underwriter, doc prep closer, and shipper to represent other people within their company that they want to tag to the file to be recipients of an email, like a loan officer assistant or a processor assistant or a transaction coordinator. You simply within your company set a policy that the underwriter is the loan officer assistant and the doc prep is the processor's assistant or the transaction coordinator, whatever works for you. And then know which fields you have assigned them to so that you can choose them as recipients on your emails. And then of course under the track agent list, we bring in all the agents starting with the two custom fields right below flood and school property taxes all the way up to the top minus the seller. For an agent to pull from point to Pulse, please remember it's 3 required fields: the contact name, the company name, and the email address. Once all that information is entered into your Pulse system and entered into your point system, it'll pull over to Pulse. And of course, once it's in Pulse, assigned to your loan, you'll be able to select them as recipients on emails. So as you scroll down here, you'll see that there are quite a few to choose from, and you now know where they're pulling in from point. The next thing you have an option to do, either under the the CC or the BCC, is you can hard code a single email address. So if you have a particular person within your company that's not tied to a loan that you want to be a recipient of an email, you can actually hard code their single email address here. Don't try doing more than one. You'll break the system. It will not work for you, but it will handle one. And then of course you have the ability to add CCCs as well as BCCs and remove any if you choose you no longer want them. Like I don't want the buyer or agent copied on this, I can simply remove them. I'm going to simply have the borrower copied. The next tab is the body. The body is going to be where you're going to have the most fun, but you're going to need to be a little confident on the technical side. The first thing I want to show you, not to intimidate you, as we come up here, we're going to click on source. I want you to see that the body is written in what we call an HTML code. I wanted you to know about that because in case you've never done it before and you want to create some email templates, but you're not sure what you want them to look like, if you go out to the web and you go to google.com, of course, you can search for some really cool email templates. If you type in free HTML mortgage templates and click enter, you'll find that there's a lot of free different mortgage email templates already out there. You can find one that's close to what you're looking for, grab that HTML code, actually come in, switch to the source side, paste the HTML code in here, go back to the user interface site, and then you can see exactly what you brought in off the web, and you can come in and make any changes to it you want to. And that's one way of starting an email without looking at just a blank page. So you can either clone it and work with one we already have, or you can grab an HTML code off the web, bring it in, and then make it your own. You'll notice here there's a graphic picture, and of course to upload a picture, these within our email templates right now, if you're not going to use our pictures and you have other pictures that you want uploaded, you need to either host them somewhere, like a website that you can create a URL from, or send us those pictures. We'll host them for you and send you back the URL. Because if I was to click on this picture and go to the image property, you will see here that this is being provided by a hosted URL that can be actually accessed via the web anywhere. If I take that URL and I paste it into a browser and I hit enter, you'll see that the picture's right there. So again, if you have pictures you want to use, and you don't have a way to host them, no problem at all. Send them to us and we'll be happy to host them for you and send you back that URL. And then of course you have the basic body of the email. You'll notice here next to Dear we have an actual insert tag. This comes from two fields over here on the left hand side. The first one is where you can insert directly from a point field, and below is where you can choose from some of the pulse fields that we map over from point that has some of your basic information. These are easy, they're pretty straightforward to select from. The point field, that's a little different. In case no one ever showed you, inside point, there's a way to look up field ID numbers. If you go up here to Utilities and come down to Load Field ID Numbers and go to Borrower, it will actually open up a blank loan inside point. And inside each of those blank fields, it will tell you whatever the field ID number is. So for instance, if I wanted to insert the borrower's email address, that's field 112. All I'd have to do is come down here, click where I'd want to insert it at, come over here to current value of point fields and type in 112. When I do, it's going to bring up all of the point fields that have the number 112 in it. Choose the one I want, simply click insert, and it will insert the merge tag name and field ID number. So when I go to use this, it would put the borrower's name, comma, email address if I left it this way. Down here you'll notice these look a little different because they're pulling from the Pulse database, so they start out DB and whatever the field name is minus a field ID number. It doesn't matter to us whether you pull in all of our fields or all of point fields or combine them like I have here. It doesn't matter, the system knows the difference and can pull that information in for you. Now if you were to come up here and you were to click on preview, you're going to notice that inside this there's a blank at the top. This is what we were looking at, and then you have these wonderful sections called loan detail, loan progress, loan contact, contact below. All of that is coming in from what we call an email skin. I'm going to go back to email templates, and you're going to notice there's a second tag here called email skin. The email skin we've created for you, and basically what we do is if this was your site, you would see your company logo here. There would be a place where we insert that email body, and then we have the other sections of the email, the loan detail, the loan progress, the loan contact, and the basic company contact information below. You can have more than one email skin. If you want to send out a skin minus the loan details section or the progress section, or you want to make changes to that, you can do that through here. These can also be cloned. You can create different versions of the skin and assign different versions of those skins to your actual email templates. So again, as you notice here when we were working on the copy, I left the email skin of company skin, but if I wanted to change it to a neutral skin, I could do that and simply save it and click OK. And you would notice here that the application completed copy is now using an email skin of neutral. If I was to open it and I was to click on preview, you would see as you scroll down, this one's a little different. Some of the information's been removed, the loan progress section has been removed on this particular sample. So you can have different email skins used for different email bodies, and they're linked together this way. The last tab on the email itself, which I jumped out too fast, I wanted to show you, is attachments. You can do attachments, but those attachments are the same attachment gets attached to each email. They are not interactive. You cannot create an attachment that would pull point data fields into the actual attachment and send it out like attaching a needs list or anything like that. You can attach a team list if you wanted to attach to your application completed email a list of all the team members that the borrower or the realtor can contact regarding the status of that file. You can attach different informational bulletins that you might have for your company, anything along those lines. You can do those types of attachments, but the attachments are not interactive. They're not intuitive. You can't attach something that's going to go back and read a point file. So it's that easy to go in and create an email template. It's pretty straightforward. The other thing that I forgot to show you is under the From, you can select any of your internal contacts to be the sender of an email. Again, they need to have an active Pulse account, but you can also leave it at Select Role, and you can actually hard code an email address in here and the name of the address you want for this. So for instance, I could come in here and I could put something like simple as info@focusitinc.com, and I could come down here and I could put something as simple as our company name, Focus IT. So it would go out under that email address with that as the header versus actually choosing it from one of the contacts that are assigned to the file. I don't think I forgot anything, so that pretty much covers how you can go in and create an email template. I hope this helps. Thank you. Bye.